Hey, so what's going on today, man?
Give me. We're here to tell the Latino, Latinx, Black, Native American, other underrepresented minority students in the state of California and our communities that you're welcome here on this campus, and you're welcome in the anthropology department. We're not going to accept the chancellor's attacks on the anthropology library and the department that is 43% Black, Latino, and Native American. And the resources, all the resources that can be made available should be made available to underrepresented minority communities and students on this campus. We will not accept any cutbacks, any attacks on any of the programs for underrepresented minority students and all students on this campus. We're here to defend public education, and that's what that means.
What is you doing? What's this?
You know, this is an installation on Good Company done by Kayla Wood. Some fire, some moments from the past 9 months, all some of the great shit we've done. We got some crew members on here, some of the squad, you know.
That's what's up. What is that? The who's who? Me good.
Kayla's gonna be the best explainer of this. She put all this together, but yeah, it's a who's who of In Good Company. You feel me? Bunch of different team members, just some augmented reality in here, some 360 videos. You know, it's not the same.
That's what's up. Hey, I'm gonna ask you a UC Berkeley question. I ain't trying to catch you off guard.
I'm not gonna be the nigga that give it to you.
They fighting to keep the anthropology library open right now. They occupying it for damn near 3 weeks. What's your message to the students?
I don't even know what anthropology is. What is it?
I can't explain it.
The study of what?
Of like bones?
Ants?
No, like humanity from like an evolutionary perspective or something like that.
Shit. Hey man, I don't know.
For sure. Okay, y'all. Have you heard of the rapper Larussell? Larussell was on campus today. He's kind of a poppin' rapper. Yeah, he's from Vallejo. So I said, what do you got to say to everyone fighting for the Anthro Library? And he said, what is anthropology? So that's a question we want answered today. Who wants to take that on?
It's the study of people.
How would you describe the topic of anthropology?
I mean, I think it's relevant, especially as we're leaning towards and going into a lot of research into like AI and things like that, right? Like fundamentally, it's the study of the history of people and why like we are the way we are today.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people learn about their culture, their history, their past, and about themselves through it. Yeah, I agree. People learn about the world. People learn how to question the world, why the way it is, and I feel like especially now, like you said, with all this, you know, we're becoming a majority-minority country, and there's like a real threat of fascism, and we need people on our side to be critically thinking about, you know, how to fight to change this world for the better. And anthropology is a good way to start doing that for a lot of people.
Show. Thank you. What you doing over here? UC Berkeley.
Checking out the homie Kayla's thesis, man. She's been putting in a whole lot of work on this, man. Good company.
So what was the thesis, basically?
I think her thesis was about Larussell, his impact on the community, Good Company, their impact on the community, being an independent artist. I think there's a couple different, you know what I'm saying, different levels to it, but mainly, yeah, Larussell and Good Company.
Okay, so kind of like based around independent, pushing the music independently, successfully.
Everything they've created out of Vallejo and all that, for sure.
Okay, for sure, man. Appreciate you. Yep, it's all good.
Continue to be here and show up for our library. Where will it go? It will disappear. It will fucking disappear before our eyes. We will not have it anymore. Jeffrey Mackey Mason wants to digitize our books. Exactly. Places like the Anthropology Library allow us to organize like this. They allow us to commune with our graduate students, with our faculty, with our fellow undergraduate students, to imagine research, to imagine futures that are livable for us and that inspire us daily.
You got it.
So, I can't do my research because I'm here. There are things waiting for me, like Haley said, at home to do, to study. But yet I am here shouting at this building full of rich people while I don't even know what they're doing in there, drinking, eating, celebrating something like that. And I'm out here fucking losing my voice. I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My name is David Ocasio, aka David, and I was a part of the struggle for People's Park, which was a struggle against the ideas of Carol Christ, which she lost. So I want to let you guys know you have solidarity and momentum. Carol Christ is known for being wrong. She's known for being wrong about what they need to do. People's Park can legally not be destroyed as of about 2 months ago. It's official. They went to court, and the people who forced them to stop building were correct and justified and vindicated in their actions. Carol Christ, I'll just say this. I made this up. Anthropology, they owe us an apology. Anthropology, they owe us an apology. Anthropology, they owe us an apology. So that's all I got to say. Carol Christ, you got to do better. And by the way, we need to embed in Carol Christ. You are not the chancellor of a private school. Right. There's a difference between public schools and private schools. And I understand it was probably your dream to be the chancellor of a private school, but that dream didn't happen. You became the chancellor of a public school, and you need to admit it and behave as such. Thank you very much. People's Park forever.
Behave as such.
Hey folks, can you hear me? Yeah. Who's angry right now? I'm angry. I said who's angry? And you know why I'm angry? Because right now I should be writing my dissertation. You know what? You know what else I should be doing right now? Grading my exams for my students. You know what else I should be doing right now? Doing my research. But what am I doing right now? Yeah, exactly. I'm standing out here having to remind the institution that students care about books. And frankly, that is pissing me off. So who's angry? I'm angry. Who's angry? What I want to do is be able to use my library as an anthropology graduate student so I can teach, so I can research, and so I can write. And the reason I came to this
and when they take our library, we'll fight till all the books are free. We'll fight till all the books are free. The UC is out of cash. The UC is out of cash. They spent it all on the bureaucrats. They spent it all on the bureaucrats. So when they take our library, we'll fight till every book is free. We'll fight till every book is free. The UC is out of cash. The UC is out of cash. They spent it all on the bureaucrats.
So when they take our library,
we'll fight till every book is free.
we'll fight till every book is free.
So everybody, congratulations to everybody to die. Do our libraries have to die? Do our libraries have to die? Do our libraries have to die?
Hey.
Oh, I see. So you are independent journalist. Okay.
I'm seeing it. Yeah, we have a bunch of readers and then I'll go to I think it's the fact that I think nursing in a way it's kind of like the opposite of cops, because with cops they're all like
Has got to go. Hell no. Carol Christ has got to go. Hell no. Carol Christ has got to go.
Close our libraries.
Hell no.
Carol
Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. Close our library? Hell no. Carol Chris has got to go. When I say library, you say power. Library. Power. Library. Power. When I say research, you say power. Research. Power. Research. Power. When I say anthro, you say power. Anthro. Power. Anthro. Power. When I say physics, you say power. Physics. Power. Physics. Power. When I say math, you say power. Math. Math. Power. Math. Power. When I say anthro, you say power. Anthro. Power. Anthro. Power. Anthro. Power.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Sandra Oseguera y soy una estudiante del doctorado en el Departamento de Antropología aquí en UC Berkeley. Hoy estamos en la Biblioteca de Antropología. Este es un espacio ocupado por estudiantes tanto de licenciatura como de posgrado y miembros de la comunidad que estamos defendiendo este espacio de que la universidad lo cierre. Y la universidad lo quiere cerrar porque nos dicen que les faltan $400,000 cuando ellos tienen un endowment de $6.9 billones. Entonces realmente la cantidad que nosotros necesitamos para tener este espacio abierto es mínima en comparación con el dinero que genera la universidad. Ahora, déjame explicarte por qué es esta biblioteca, por qué es esta biblioteca importante para nosotros y para la comunidad. La antropología es el estudio de la sociedad y de los humanos, de cómo hemos evolucionado a través del tiempo. Este departamento es el departamento donde arqueología y antropología social coinciden. Entonces tenemos una visión de la evolución social que ha existido desde la prehistoria hasta estudios sumamente contemporáneos de lo que está pasando con la humanidad. Todo eso está almacenado en esta biblioteca. Y lo que tenemos también es un reflejo de las diferentes sociedades que han existido y que existen hoy en día en el mundo. Entonces tú puedes venir y puedes observar en esta biblioteca los diferentes libros que cuentan las diferentes historias de las personas que habitan este planeta, y puede que encuentres algo que a ti te interese, que hable de tus propios ancestros, que pueda darte una explicación más, pero también vienes a encontrar cosas en las que tú sientes curiosidad y las quieres aprender. Esta biblioteca, a diferencia de otras bibliotecas en la universidad, es un espacio público donde todos los miembros de la comunidad pueden entrar y no tienen que mostrar ninguna identificación. Pueden entrar y agarrar un libro y sentarse y leer, usar las computadoras. Entonces, para nosotros es muy importante defender este espacio, este archivo como está, como tal, pero también defender el derecho de todos los estudiantes que están tanto en Richmond como aquí mismo en Berkeley, como en todo California, en todo Estados Unidos, e incluso los estudiantes que están en el extranjero, que quieran venir aquí. Para nosotros es muy importante defender este espacio y por eso estamos aquí. Y estamos defendiendo nuestra visión de lo que debe ser la educación pública. Y yo los invito a que lo que ustedes puedan hacer en sus escuelas para democratizar el acceso a la educación pública y a cualquier tipo de educación, porque ustedes pueden hacer la diferencia, solamente es cuestión de empezar a hacerlo. Entonces, los invito.
I learned some additions a lot.
Do our libraries have to die? 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 Do our libraries...
Okay, so I'm gonna just get on while you eat.
Hi there.
What's going on, man? Where we at?
You're at the anthropology library at UC Berkeley.
Okay, is it true you guys are occupying this?
Yeah, we've been here for about almost 3 weeks now at this point in time, yeah.
Wow, and you guys are pretty much responsible for the opening and closing or security or...
Oh yeah, we have we have a lot of rules for, like, you know, making sure that things stay clear, but we make sure everyone gets fed, we make sure everyone gets water, everyone has a place to sleep. Last Saturday we did a deep clean of the entire library. I personally mopped all the floors. And so we're doing, you know, you can see it on my hands a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, that's what we're doing.
So the anthropology library is going away, or according to Carol Chris, she's let all the anthropology majors know. By the way, you have no anthro library. Why does that matter?
The anthropology library is a really important resource, not just for us as scholars and researchers, but also for the community as a whole, on educating people about what anthropology is, which anthropology is literally the study of humanity, but that is everything from, like, how humans become humans from an evolutionary standpoint to ways that different sorts of culture, different forms of religion work, to global systems, or to, in my case, way people interact with digital technologies, like what you're using right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And did they say that certain native tribes have gotten their, like, status acknowledged through anthropology or something like that?
My understanding is that there's something that a lot of native or indigenous peoples who do not have federal recognition can use the ethnographies or the resources that are in this library to trace anthropologists' note to find more information about who they are to make their case. I'm not an expert in that, though, because I don't do work with indigeneity.
Okay.
But that's generally my understanding.
Right, that's what's up. So you guys have a chancellor named Carol Chris.
Yeah, that's right.
And she is, in a sense, the one who broke the news that you guys won't have a anthro library. What was her explanation? What was...
Yeah, so it wasn't quite that she broke the news. This was part of a more general long-term space plan from the library, but it is ultimately a sign of her university, since she's the ultimate decision maker. Any things that happen at this university are an indication of her values, her priorities, etc., etc., etc. So we were told that this library would be closing at the end of this semester, and we keep being told that it is for funding reasons. This has actually been an ongoing fight. Both last year they threatened to close this library, and when we threatened to occupy last year, they turned it into a study hall or a reading room, basically, with someone who sits here. I'm a volunteer, but with a graduate student who sits here and looks out over everybody, but can't actually help students check out books. As far as Carol Chris is concerned, we actually have been trying to talk to her and get her attention, and she came here once to try and hear, or supposedly to try and hear, what we had to say, in which she, I found the entire meeting, I was personally there, I found the entire meeting extremely derisive. I felt that she was not interested in hearing what we had to say, and when I personally asked her if all these students, there were about 12 of them, who gave really touching testimonies about how important this resource is for them personally, academically, etc. And at the end of that, she basically just gave the same old talking points that it didn't even appear that she had really done a lot of thinking about. And so I asked her, I was like, if these students telling you the importance of this library isn't enough to get you to keep this library, or to consider keeping the library open, what would? And her answer was $400,000, essentially.
Wow. And then, so for people that want to know, $400,000 for the anthro library, are you aware of, like, what's UC Berkeley dealing with when it comes to money? Is that a lot of money to UC Berkeley, or is that kind of reasonable?
No, that's not a lot of money for UC Berkeley. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but the actual deficit that Berkeley runs is several $1 million, and so this is a drop in the bucket. For that, I mean, I know if you look at Carol Chris' personal salary is larger than the cost to keep this library open. She would still make 6 figures if she personally just donated to keep this library open. And so there is that irritating fact to go with it. And that just tells you, like, this is really a drop in the bucket. And this is part of an ongoing trend within the university system, not only to move towards a more privatized model or corporatized model of the university, but also, like, specifically defunding the library system.
Right. And you said privatizing. Why is that a problem? Is this not a private school?
This is a public school. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and one of the things that makes me really proud about Berkeley is that it is a public school, you know, and it should be a place that everyone, and like the common good, the value of disciplines, even if they're not as popular as, say, computer science or, you know, anything regarding data science, like this is a common good for the community and for people who may otherwise not be able to learn about themselves, you know? For me personally, for instance, I can imagine, because I do a lot of stuff in Asian American work and Asian American studies, and I went to universities that did not give me any credit for doing work in what was essentially Asian American studies. And so for students to come to a library such as this one that prioritizes the common good, for everyone, it's a chance for them to learn about themselves and to get academic credit and show the world the importance of their stories and their people's stories.
Right. What do you have to say to the future UC Berkeley students that may be confused, or they may go into a UC Berkeley with no anthro library, or, you know, just the students from 10 years from now? What's your message?
Well, hopefully the answer is that we won, and that you just got to keep fighting to keep your library. But beyond that, you really need to push the university to remind them that this is a public school, and that this is a school that is there to serve its student body. It is not there to serve donors. It is not there to, you know, launder people's names and make them feel good about giving to a public university or giving to any university. This is really for the students. It's for that common good, and it's for that growth of knowledge. And it's really important that this being a public school, it's really important that that remains that way, because that gives access to so many people who otherwise would never get that chance.
So, last question. Would you say that it is the students of UC Berkeley's responsibility to fight to keep the library open?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the students' responsibility. The students should be able to peaceably study here. We are taking up that fight because we have been abandoned by the people who should be protecting us.
All right, and yeah, that's good. All right, well, thank you very much. What's your name again?
My name is Rabindra Hayashi, and I'm a third-year PhD student in anthropology.
Nice. What are the social medias of the movement and your social media?
Well, I don't really have much of a social media presence personally, but you can follow us on Instagram at, I believe it's Save UCB Anthro Library.
Yep. All right, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right, let's get this B-roll. All right. Where are we at and what are we doing?
Day 19 of the occupation at the Anthropology Library. We're putting everything on the line by staying here and using our bodies and risking it all to keep this library open. As long as we're here, this library's open.
So for those that don't know what Occupy means, is this like the Occupy Oakland where they stayed in the grass, or Occupy Alcatraz where they stayed? Are you guys staying here overnight, back to back?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously like, you know, a different movement from those movements, but the method and the tactic, it's all the same. We're here, like, you know, staying here, sitting in, and we're not leaving until we win this library.
Wow. Can you talk to me about the obligation as students to fight for your library? I mean, why don't you think you just worry about it next semester or worry about it later? Why is it important to take action now?
Because they're trying to close it now. Like, as soon as we leave here, they're going to start moving the books out of here. They're going to start shipping the books off to some warehouse or to the central stacks. We're here to say, you know, we don't want you running this university like a business. This is a public university, and its #1 mission should be to serve the public and its commitment to public education.
So would this problem with Carol Christ, would it be accurate to say that she's behaving as if it's a private institution?
Yeah, not just a private institution, a corporation. You know, she makes $500,000 just on the salary alone that she makes as chancellor, not to mention all her other side stuff. So, you know, that's basically the price that it's going to take to run this library. So our question is, why is all the money going up to these like fancy bureaucrats and these bloated administrators, and not to basic educational resources that benefit underrepresented minorities and the broader public?
Right. So is that what they mean at protests? Sometimes when they say chop from the top, are they saying that some people get a lot of money for maybe little reason, or?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That is what that means. And students here are tired of it. They're tired of it, tired of rising tuition costs, tired of everything shutting down, libraries closing. We're saying we want a university with different priorities.
Okay. What is your message to the regents?
My message to the regents, prioritize public education, prioritize public resources that benefit underrepresented minorities, and we're here keeping this library open. The ball's in your court.
Right. So, how long are you guys willing to be here?
As long as it takes to win this library.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, how can they follow you? What's the movement? Is there a social media movement?
Yeah, you can follow us at our Instagram at UCB. Sorry. Our Instagram is at Save the UCB Anthro Library. You can keep in touch with us there at all of our latest. Keep up with us there for all latest updates, information, events. Also, there's a link tree on that Instagram page that takes you to our Twitter and like our mailing list.
Okay, that's what's up. Any final words to the students of the future?
Things can change if you're willing to stand up together to change them. Take your education into your own hands, because these top leaders and administrators will not do it for you.
All right, thank you so much. All right.
Thanks, man.
Hi, my name is Sandra Segura. I'm a PhD candidate here in the anthropology department at UC Berkeley, and I'm one of the occupants of the anthropology library. We're in day 20 of our occupation, and what I would say to Carol Christ and the Board of Regents about this situation is that UC Berkeley is a flagship of what public education is in our country, but it's also a point of reference for the rest of the world. And the message of closing libraries that we're sending is a message of inverted priorities that are antithetical to public education. And I think it's your responsibility to listen to us, the researchers and students of this university, when we say that this is not the direction we want to take this university, nor our studies, or what we think the future should be. So I think that this is an opportunity to reflect and to change the model that you're pursuing.
All right, thank you so much. And then what is the social media for the movement? Your social media?
Oh yeah, so we are on Instagram as at Save the UCB Anthro Library, and then we're also on Twitter as Save the UCB Anthro Library. Those are our main social media, but if you also want to donate money to us, our fundraising campaign is givebutter.com/save the Anthro Library.
You said give butter.
Butter.
Give butter.
Yeah, givebutter/save the Anthro Library.
Okay, I'll make sure to post that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
What's your message to the students of the future that may have to do something like this 10 years from now?
My message for the students of the future is that it's something that someone told me when this movement started. The power is when you look to who's fighting alongside you, like the people with you, which are other students, other community members. And the power is never when you look up or when you look down. So when you look to the administrators or the faculty or other members that like might have higher up roles, don't get discouraged if they try to put you down, because that is of course their role. Find your power within your peers and build community, because that's the most important thing.
All right, thank you so much.